Question: are you hitting the ball pretty well out there, but losing way too many strokes from 50 yards and in with that wedge or that putter? Because if the answer is yes, then you are me, and I need to know where you put my keys. It is all too common, and it's all too easy to fix, but we're all very focused on taking a lot of cuts and working on our golf game that way. We forget to practice the short stuff. Here at the facility, at the Screenskeeper, we have a few awesome ways to work on our short game using GSPro. So if you are dropping too many strokes from 50 yards and in, not quite cleaning it up, let me show you how we fix that around here. Welcome to the GSPro Practice Facility, a super cool training tool here on our simulator software. 18 holes, 50 yards and under, a relatively flat putting layout, and a great opportunity to practice a couple simple things: chipping the ball straight, chipping the right distance, and finishing out with your putts. We've set the gimme circle to 5 feet. We've got to get within 5 feet to get an automatic 1 putt. If we leave the ball anywhere outside of 5 feet, we've got to putt our way in and either hole out or get within that 5 feet. We're trying to turn in an under par round here. We're not trying to impress anybody. It's a relatively easy course, but what we are trying to do is chip the ball well, leave ourselves very short putts or no putt at all because we put it within 5 feet. So here we go. Let's take on 18 holes at the GSPro Practice Facility and see how tight we can play with our wedge game. All we brought out with us today is our 54-degree wedge and our putter. That's all we're going to be working with today. Just hitting some balls as straight and the right distance, getting a feel for our wedges. Hole 1, a 50-yard chip. Here we go. Okay shot, pulled a little left. It's going to leave us a little something. But we did hit that one pin high. 12 feet, 1 inch to go. Let's see if we can knock home the putt. And here we go. Good starter number 1. We're able to clean up the 12-footer, off to number 2. And this is a fantastic, fantastic challenge to do this. Out there on the real golf course, you need to chip the ball close to the pin. You just need to do it. And if you don't, you need to clean up that putt. Otherwise, we're talking 3 strokes from within 50 yards every time. Hole 2, we got a 30-yarder. Let's see how close I can get it. Well, we dropped one right on target, but ended up being about 5 yards too far. Gonna leave us with a 15-foot putt. And this is why we're out here, just trying to tighten these up, get that chip closer and closer. Make that putt shorter and shorter. And we've cleaned up 15. Let's go. A couple of short game keys. If the wedge isn't firing, the putter has to be. But the goal is to get them both going together. That's when magic happens out on the course. All right, 15 yards. We're coming down a little ridge. We want to put one that can trickle down into the gimme circle at the end. Hey, and we've trickled one down into the circle. We're out birdie, birdie, birdie. A great start to our training round. We've hit a couple nice putts, but we want to tighten up the wedge play. That one, we finally got one within 5 feet. Here we go, 20 yards out of the sand. We're just going to pop this thing up. Try and land it nice and soft, and hopefully put it out there far enough to get us into that circle. All right, we're coming down to within 2.5 feet. We're real happy with that one. Our 4th straight birdie to start our training round. Just working on hitting consistent shots with our 54-degree wedge. 19 yards here, going up and over some sand. Just a nice, easy little chip shot. And as it'll trickle on towards the pin, left it a little short, but gonna leave us about 7 feet. 7'4" to go. Let's see if we can knock one home with the putter. Oh, shadow rolled over a piece of that cup. Didn't quite get there. That's okay. Our first par of the day after 4 straight birdies. Pretty good feel on this training round here. All right, GSPro Practice Area, hole 6, 31 yards, and I do not want to get stuck in that sand. Let's carry it. Ooh, put one to about 6 inches. Very nice birdie. And just doing this every day, doing this as often as possible, takes no time at all. I'll be through this round in 15 minutes. But man, what a valuable resource to be able to work my wedge game. 20 yards coming down a ridge. I want to roll it down there and let it roll all the way into the birdie circle. And a great line. Going to dump this less than a foot from the pin. Really helping us to feel our wedge game, feel the whole short game. This is where a lot of my strokes are missing on course, and this is how I improve it. All right, 13 yards out of the sand, opening the face. See if we can pop this one out of there. Trickles down the hill. Will we settle it? Hey, we've settled this one about an inch out of the circle. Literally 5 foot 1 inches to go, but that is going to ask us to putt this and clean this up. Let's see if we can do it right. Hey, we didn't leave it short. We put one home. Our 7th birdie out of 8 holes. We are feeling great in this training round, and even still, we could get it a little tighter. We could chip these balls a little closer, but we are making those putts, and we're feeling good. 50 yards out of the rough, and I hit this a little harder than 50 yards because of the rough, but just a nice smooth chip. Oh, we came up a little short. Not a bad strike at all, but left ourselves 16 feet 6 inches. Left that one a little short. We're going to see if we can clean it up. Looks like 6 foot 9 inches to go. And we finish out our par with the 7-footer. Let's go. All right, taking 7 under to the back 9. Let's see if we can keep putting chips close, keep knocking putts home. We've got a real easy one. These are some of the ones you gotta have. 11 yards, nothing to it. Now in real life, you wanna put this within 5 feet. You gotta have this one. Let's see what I can do. Oh, I chunked it and I'm not gonna get it there. Ha, spoke too soon. Chunked it and I just got it there. Well, not a very good strike, but lucky enough not to blade or hosel rocket the thing across. I'll take it. 11 puts us deep, deep in a walled bunker. We got to pop this one up 17 yards and we got to land it soft. Let's see what we got. And can we trickle it just to the edges of 5 feet? When we make it within 5 feet, it says we are good for that next putt. Let's go, a birdie out of the sand. All right, 16 yards, hole 12. 16 yards, also out of a walled bunker. Real similar shot to last time. We're going to see if we can pop this thing up. Ooh, caught a little of that downslope. That's okay. It's left us with a little putt. We're going to see if we can knock home 6 feet 10 inches. And this is the kind of thing that we can really start to live with out there. Leaving ourselves 5, 6, and 7 feet in, that is a way to be living. A lot of times these aren't going to be for birdie. These are going to be scrambling up and down for par. And this is how we're going to save decent scores out there. 6 foot 10 inches. And we curl one on home for the bird. Good read on the line. Nice soft touch on the putt. And here we go. Another real easy one. Gotta have 15 yards. You're out there sitting 15 yards away, flat ground, nothing in your way. Gotta have this one. And we're going to be happy with that roll down to about within 4 feet. We're going to knock home the bird with a 1-putt auto putt. Funky little one. 7 yards. In real life, we'd probably just putt this down the hill, but we're going to treat this like a wedge challenge, and we are going to try and softly just chuck a little chip into that circle. Even that rolled out too much. Unable to get that to settle down. Tough spot to be in to have to use the wedge. But hey, good training, good practice. Not here to score amazingly. We're here to work on chipping. All right, 13 feet, 6 inches, and putting. Let's see if we can knock this one home. Ooh, and it scoots in there, and we are 5 straight to start the back 9. Here we go. Super important that the wedge gets you close. Just as important that you can get the putter to click when you're not getting it as tight as you need it. 15 yards, another easy one. Gotta have this one. I gotta trickle this in. I pulled it left. Just a little left to target, and I left it a little short. Leaving yourself 8 feet 5 inches isn't the worst there, but these are balls that you really, really want to put within 5 feet. It's gonna alleviate a lot of stress if you could put this thing close and just tap the thing in when you are left with a 15-yard easy little bump chip. All right, 8 feet 5 inches. Oh, and left that one a little short. I could feel that off the club face. I did not quite hit that. And there's a perfect example. 8 feet 5 isn't bad. But when you're only coming from about 40, 45 feet, you need to get that within 5 so that it's an easy, easy little putt in. 50 yards out of the sand, so we're going to give this a little extra. 50 yards, but coming out of the sand. Slight pull of our target, coming up a little short. Not the worst shot coming out of the sand. Let's see what the putt we're left with. All right, 18 feet, 5 inches, very straight putt. Let's see if we can put it on home. Well, not a great putt, but we did get it down to within 4.5 or so feet, and we'll go back-to-back pars. Let's see if we can get back to the red circle game as we get to 17. And 17, another bunker shot deep from a walled bunker. 15 yards, we got to pop this up and out. I like that ball. It's going to roll through a little too much, but I thought that was a great shot. Got to find a little more backspin off that in the future. This is all just good work. All right, 17 feet, 5 inches. Let's roll one home. All right, we've come up a little short. Knocked it to home without about, knocked it to about a foot, and we'll take the 1-putt par. Heading to number 18, 3 straight holes without a good low score. Let's see if we can get one back here. 34 yards. Let's try and chip one close. Well, not a terrible effort. About a medium one. Leaves us with 14 and 3 inches. Again, 14 feet 3 inches are not putts that you can say, I'm going to go and just make that. You got to hit a really nice putt, but it's just not a high percentage game. You've got to chip the ball closer, and that is why we are out here on the GSPro Practice Area every day working on this. Come get your training on. Become a low-scoring player. 14 and 3 inches. Oh, broke more than I played it for. Quite a feisty putt. And we're going to finish with 4 straight pars after a whole bunch of birdies to get started. Walking out of here with a 12 under. I'm not trying to impress anybody. It's not a hard course with a lot of difficult holes. What it is an opportunity to force yourself to chip good or putt good. Because when we're out on that real golf course, most of the time, we're not doing at least one of those, if not both of those well. And that is it. What a wonderful round. We're going to end up with 12 under, a whole bunch of fun birdies there. Easy enough course. We're not trying to impress anybody by showing how low we can go. What we are trying to do is chip the ball closer to the pin and knock home the putts that we don't get within 5 feet. It is a great, great piece of practice to work on this. How many times have you struck the ball well out there and left way too many strokes that ended up on your scorecard because of this or because of this? From within 50, we want to make 2. Making 3, acceptable. We want to make 2 from 50 yards. And this is great training to do it. I'm your host, Ryan, the Screenskeeper. We're here at the facility in Southern Oregon. Thanks for watching. Come visit us anytime, and we will see you next time.